Recently, well, a little while ago now, American Express published a list of the best watches under $1,500. Let's give it a little look, shall we? Welcome back to the channel, all you watch heroes and nerds. Now, I have been gone for a few weeks, but it was to finally finish off this bad boy. Yes, I have finally finished my dissertation, and for those of you who choose to care, I did a case study on the impact of a 4-day working week on a company based in modern day Britain. 9,000 words of a literature review and 9,000 more words of a dissertation later, and thankfully, I am done. I think I may hang up my academia hat, at least for a little while. But the good news is that I am back, and I can't think of a better way to come back than to release a video I've been wanting to do for such a long time now. I'm going to react to a list published by American Express talking about the best value watches under $1,500. Now, we all know American Express is no watch magazine, but let's give them a fair shot, shall we? I'll leave a link to the original article below. Right. Let's go. Okay, so kicking off this list is a sexy little number, the Tag Heuer Formula 1. Now, say what you will about Tag Heuer, but the Formula 1 is a bit of an iconic watch nowadays, and love it or hate it, it has had a massive impact on modern watches. Plus, the connection with Formula 1 is cool too. Right, so far, not off to a bad start. Now, this is a nice one. At 14, we have the Oris Artella by Oris. Oris are one of my favourite independent watch brands, and I love a lot of the models that they do. I have been interested in this model for some time. However, I have a vintage Smith's watch and a Timex Marlin, both of which do similar functions, so I can't quite justify it, but I like it, and again, not bad from AMEX. Oh snap! I was wondering how long it would take before a Swatch Group watch entered the list. Now, I have to be honest and say that the Tissot C-Star isn't my favourite design of a watch, but it offers an incredible watch for the value that it gives. Great movement backed by the Swatch Group, and it's fully capable diver's watch as well. Not my personal choice for a Tissot on this list, but then again, definitely not bad. Okie dokie, so it had to happen sometime, didn't it? Look, I know this watch is actually a bit of a fashion icon, and yes, it looks unique and interesting, but it's a fashion watch by Gucci, and I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think I've ever worn any Gucci watches. I would say that this is a bit of a miss for me. Far better watches could go on here for the price. At least that's what I think anyway. So we have the first homage on this list. I wonder if we will see any more. This is the Steinart Ocean 1, an early Daytona homage. I actually think this watch looks nice, and even if you don't like homages, you've got to give this one extra points for being a homage to a watch which has been discontinued in design, right? I like this one. Maybe we should see if I can get a Steinart or one of these ones in the channel for review. Well, this is arguably the king of affordable timepieces, at one point at least anyway. Maybe not so much now with the prices being, with the Swatch Group turning the screw on prices, but the Hamilton Khaki Feel Mechanical is still considered a quintessential watch for collectors or even just beginners. I've already gone on record to talk about my ownership of the Hamilton Khaki Automatic in 38mm, which I think was and is a perfect one watch collection for budget conscious watch enthusiasts. In fact, not even budget conscious. If you just don't care that much about watches and want something good that will do the job, the Hamilton Khaki Automatic is definitely the one to consider. Yes, very, very good choice again from AMEX. This list isn't too bad at the moment, isn't it? Well, it's about effing time we looked at number 9. See what I did there? Cheesy, I know. This will shock you. I've never worn or seen a Bamford in the flesh, but I always hear good things about it. What do you think of this choice at number 9, the Cosmic Rainbow? I think it's a pretty nice looking watch, to be fair, and Bamford does have a good reputation, so again, not a bad choice. So we are over halfway through at this point, and the next watch is a micro brand coming out of the USA, I believe, but aside from that, I just don't know anything else about it, I'm afraid. This is the Shanola Black Blizzard. It's a whopper, at 48mm. So this is probably not going to be for me, as I would imagine for many of you guys as well, unless you either like your big watches or if you have a big wrist. But the design I think isn't too bad, and apparently it's in titanium, so it might be all right spec wise. But I just couldn't manage this one as a long-term wear, especially at a 48mm. 42 is really my maximum. In fact, 44 is the largest watch in my collection, and that is the Bulliver Lunar Pilot, which does wear quite big for me. At number 7, we have the Max Bill Ref 3500 by Youngans. Youngans, have I pronounced that correctly? Members of the channel for longer will know that I'm terrible with pronunciations, so let me know if I pronounced that correctly or incorrectly in the comments below. I think this one's really nice. It's a Bauhaus kind of minimalist design, but to be honest, I don't know too much about German brands. I don't have much experience with them. I mean, to be honest, I've not had much hands-on experience with other German brands either. It is still a blank spot, I guess, within my collection. So let me know what you think of this watch, if you think it's a good choice. I haven't had hands-on with it, so I just can't comment. So at number 6, we finally have a Seiko on the list. And actually, this one isn't a bad choice, although not my personal choice for a Seiko. Mine would probably be the Captain Willard or the Steel Master. But this one is the SPB 1911J1, the Shogun in titanium. Not a bad choice at all, and it's good to see a Seiko on this list. At number 5, we have a Yemma. And again, not a bad choice at all from this French brand, and I think Yemma have some really, really great designs. Perhaps not the best reputation at the moment for so far as customer service is concerned, but I know they're taking steps to address that as well, which is also good. But in terms of their watches, the newer designs, I have to commend what they're doing. I like their in-house movements. Obviously, this one doesn't have an in-house movement. I believe that it's a Seiko movement actually, but this is the Yemma Speed Graph. Anyway, I think, again, a good choice. At number 4, we have Longines and the Dolce Vita. In my opinion, I think this one is a great example of a tank watch that you can get for under $1,500. In fact, my wife actually really likes this design of watches, and I can see the variations working on both me and her wrist, depending on the size of watch that we were to get. Yeah, this one is not bad at all. I really like this as a left field tank watch from a design that might be overlooked from Longines, another Swatch Group brand. Okay, we are down to the final 3, and I've got another one from a Japan powerhouse, and it's probably the coolest watch on this list so far, and don't tell me it isn't. It is the indestructible Full Metal G-Shock in Del Boy Gold, no less. Brits will probably get that reference. I love this watch, and I've owned a few different DW5600s in my time, and I've even modded a few to have a metal cases and all that other cool stuff. I think this is such a cool watch. Yes, AMEX, you have won me with this one. The penultimate watch on this list at number 2 is Squal, and they are one of those brands that I really want to get my hands on, but for some reason keep getting distracted by other shiny things and don't bring one into the channel. I love the look of this one. It is the Galaise. Again, pronunciation's not my thing, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but this is inspired by the Italian commercial divers dress Galaise. Very cool looking watch in my opinion. So far, mostly great choices. This is the penultimate choice. Let's see what the number 1 choice is. I'm actually quite excited for this one. Oh, yeah, just why? Okay, so you can tell I'm not the biggest fan of smartwatches, but I know some of you are, and let's be honest, Hermes, although a fashion brand, tends to get some love in the watch community, and even I have to say I have found one or two of their quote-unquote innovations, designs, let's say, interesting. But does this deserve to be on the list, let alone at number 1? An unholy abomination of French fashion and technological innovation? Well, God, I suppose the answer would be yes, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Putting pride aside for a minute, it's a luxury manufacturer with one of the most important brands in the world today, Apple. It seems like a match made in heaven for techno geeks who want a little bit of chic with their watches. Ugh. I think I need a shower now. Okay, so what did you think of the American Express 15 best watches under $1,500? I'll be honest and say that it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. This article is perhaps a little dated now, but I still think some of the options are okay. I would give this, I think, a super respectable, middle of the road 5 out of 10. And I think that's a little bit generous, but seeing as they did sprinkle some well-respected brands in there, I feel like I can justify it. You can fight me in the comments below. I'm more than happy to hear your comments as well. With the exception of a few watches though, as the Gucci and the Hermes, Frankenstein's monster of a techno watch, I feel that they're fairly good options for watch enthusiasts. However, would it make my top 15 watches list for under $1,500? Well, I think you might have to tune in, maybe next week, to find out. Thanks for watching everyone, and it's good to be back. I'll see you again in another video.